Hello, today we're going to be going over note taking. Why take notes? Well, the reason it's important to take notes is for the following reasons, and then there can be also a lot of other reasons. But these are the three that I'll go over. Instructors share information not available in the textbook and make connections. Notes serve as a file or of information, and these files are information for later preparing for exams, writing a paper, and or for use in a more advanced course. So most of the classes you're going to be taking, if you haven't already started your classes, the instructor is most of the time going to ask you to read the chapter, and then when you go into class, ask any questions that you have about the chapter, and then he'll let you know any additional information from the chapter you've read. And then it's good to have notes so that you can go back and look at the information that you have. And it's very important that you take notes and save them for your exam. But taking notes for everyone, it may be different. Some people may take notes how you customarily see them, where they just write down what the instructor says. And then there's other people that make very detailed notes. And then there's other people that just write stuff down very quickly and not organized in any manner. Taking notes facilitates learning by allowing you to become an effective learner. When taking notes, you will stay more focused on what is being said or what you are reading. You will be continuously analyzing and you will be forced to think rapidly about what you see and hear. Taking notes helps you become an active listener and a critical thinker. Active listening is when you listen carefully to make sure you understand and learn the information that is being conveyed. Notes help you remember information. According to Walter Pock in How to Study in College, students who do not take notes in lectures will lose information as follow. 20 minutes after the lecture, 47% of the information will be forgotten. After lecture, 1 day, 62%. 2 days, 69%, and then 10 weeks, 75%, 15 weeks, 95%. So it's important that you take notes and then reread your notes later so that you retain the material. How to prepare for taking notes. Determine relationship between class and textbook. In some courses, the textbook is the primary source of information. In other courses, the material in class is more important than the textbook. And this just depends on the class that you're taking. Some information will be from the textbooks, and then some instructors may give you information verbally when you're in the class or provide you with additional resources. Identify the kind of testing. Do you need to prepare for multi-choice, short answer, or essay type questions? Should your notes be very detailed and word for word, or will you need to take notes that focus on important concepts and relationships between major topics? The type of test that you're going to be taking determines the type of studying you should be doing. For multiple choice, it may be a little bit easier to study. For short answers, it might be a little bit more difficult because you'll have to understand the material more in depth. And then I would say essay would probably be the most difficult as you are to establish new ideas with the existing information you already know. Also, make sure you find a class buddy. Having a friend in class can be a lifesaver. So if you're ever missing from class, you can have a friend to get you notes. Tips for note taking, getting started. Arrive on time, date your notes, and number each page. Make sure you get to class on time so you don't miss any important information. Sometimes instructors will provide you with information at the very beginning of class on purpose, just so that if you're on time, you may get an incentive to go on time. And then date your notes and number each page. This may be a little bit tedious, but in the end, it will be easier for you to keep track of your notes, know what notes are from what day and what lectures, and then numbering each page will make it easier for you to go back and look at your notes. Choosing an effective note-taking system. So we're covering 3 note-taking systems here: the Cornell method, mapping, sentences, and paragraphs. So the Cornell method On this right side here, you're going to see a picture, and this is mostly how it will look with the title, the date, keywords, questions, main notes, ideas using abbreviations, key thoughts, and then summary. If you were in high school and you were in any programs, for example, I was an Avid, I remember we had to do this. We utilized the Cornell method for all our classes. On each page of the notes, draw a vertical line 1.5 inches from the left edge of the paper. In the left-hand column, write key words, clues, and sample questions. In the right-hand column, write out processes, concepts, and definitions. And it just depends how you want to set it up. You might set it up backward. I mean, this one over here, and then the main notes and key thoughts on this side. It just depends how you want to do it. But this is a very easy way to get started. And even if you feel like you don't have to take notes, I think it's important for you to just write down, if you went to class, anything that happened or any information that the instructor covered, just so you can go back and see. The Cornell method advantages: it provides an organized and systematic means for recording and reviewing notes, easily format for pulling out major concepts and ideas, simple, efficient, saves time and effort, do it right in the first place method. Mapping. The mapping method, you can see the diagram here, and this will just kind of separate the topic that you're covering, and it might not be able to be applied correctly to all of your courses. So here the example that shows is Shakespeare, and then 3 types of plays would be comedy, history, and tragedy. So Shakespeare has 3 types of play, right? So there's comedy, and that would be As You Like It, history, Richard III, and then tragedy would be Hamlet. For mapping the method, determine the subject topic, write the title in the center of the page with a circle around it. As a major facts subheadings are presented that relate to the subject topic, draw lines out for the circle and label. As additional facts are presented that relate to each subheading, draw the lines linked to the appropriate major fact and label. Continue process as more defining facts or ideas are presenting. And then mapping when to use it. When lecture content is well organized, often effective with guest lecturers and have no idea how lecture will be presented. Effective if you are mainly a visual learner. Advantages: helps keep visual track of lecture. Relationships easy to see. Can cover lines for memory review and relations. Disadvantages: you may not hear changes in content from a major point to facts, can be visually overwhelming. The sentence method. Define a topic. Make sure when defining a topic it is not too large. Condense point. Take the point that the teacher, lecturer, or book is trying to make and summarize it. Write sentence. Take the mental summary and write it out as a single sentence under the topic heading. Repeat. Do this for each topic covered. So for this one, if you're covering a topic, you would just write one sentence briefly, kind of summarizing what each topic is. How to know what to write. Instructors usually pause before or after an important idea. Instructors tend to write important ideas on the board, overhead, and or PowerPoint. Instructors often use repetition to emphasize an important point. Most instructors use introductory phrases such as a point to remember or a critical consideration. And then sometimes in your lecture, your instructor will tell you that that's important and you should write that down. How to know what to write. You need to mark ideas emphasized in lecture with an arrow or other special symbols. You need to take down examples which the instructor presents and note them with examples. You need to pay close attention to transitional words and phrases. Listen for words such as therefore, finally, and furthermore. These words usually signal an important idea. And then also how to know what to write. Additionally, you need to listen for additional words that lead to main ideas points. There are 3 reasons why. First, second, third, and most important, a major development or that indicates support materials on the other hand. For instance, similarly, also furthermore in contrast. Learning while note taking from lecture or in class. Come prepared, read assigned chapters. It will help understand the instructor's interpretations or important points. Give your notes a date and title. Listen for important details and facts. Put them in bullet form. Use short sentences and practice your own form of shorthand to make note taking easier. Bring a recorder. Make sure you ask the instructor if that's okay first, and review notes and ask questions. Active listening. Stay in the room for the entire lecture. Maintain a good body language. Stay focused. Remain open-minded. Show the instructor you are actively listening by paying attention. Maintain eye contact and taking notes. Interact with the instructor. Ask questions, ask for explanations on topics you don't understand, and ask for clarification if needed. It's very important that if you don't understand something while you're in lecture that you ask the instructor about it. Learning while note-taking. Make sure you concentrate on lecture or reading. Take notes selectively. Do not try to write every word. Average lecturer speaks approximately 125 words to 140 words per minute on average. Note taker writes approximately 25 words per minute. Use your own words. Be brief. Focus on major points and important information. Write legibly. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. From your textbook, identify main ideas, rephrase information in your own words, capture details with which you are unfamiliar, take brief, concise notes in a separate notebook as you read, write down questions and answers. Make notes of questions for which you do not have an answer so you can ask in class. Be sure to complete the workshop survey and submit it before you leave today. Thank you. On this slide, you'll find the references utilized within this PowerPoint presentation.